Hello, listeners. You are with KZAA 96.5 FM, listening to Que Madre or watching Que Madre if you're on YouTube. I am here with Mariah Durmiendo of Ego Stroke Nails. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been looking forward to our interview with you. And today we are talking about entrepreneurship and creativity and following your heart. So thank you so much. She's actually been my nail artist for several months now. Yes. And she's got big things going on, expanding to Silver Lake. So yeah, can you share with our listeners a little bit more about you?
My name is Mariah Durmiendo. I am an Ventura County local native. I started my nail journey back in 2020. I kind of was overdoing like my 9 to 5 job, and I realized I wanted to do something creative and discovered that I had passion for this nail industry. And so I quit my 9 to 5 back in 2021 and started my press on business while I was simultaneously going to school. And yeah, that's where we started. And here we are 2 years later and just growing.
Yeah, I love your story because it's a really beautiful expression of how you can say no to exploitation. Yes. And follow your heart to what you're called to do, which is that creative self that you have, your artistry. So we're actually doing my nails right now. We're about to start on the polish section. So you'll just kind of be a fly on the wall for our conversation. Yes. And today we are doing Steven Universe nails. I have my daughter in the studio too, so she's going to get, if you know anything about Steven Universe, we've actually talked about Steven Universe on this show a few times because Siobhan is also a big fan. So Gloria is getting pearl and amethyst on her nails, and I'm getting spinel and peridot on my nails, just so you know. And yeah, I love also that you're from this area and also working in this area. Mm-hmm. So you get to work with people that, you know, are part of this community. Can you share like how you were able to get the strength? Because I think it did take a lot of strength to say like, okay, I'm going to stop my 9 to 5 and follow this calling.
Yeah, actually that strength was harnessed from like just pure frustration of, because I was working for a big company and I realized like they do not care about you. They do not care about you at the end of the day. And I was working like 9 hours straight, 40 plus hours a week. Sometimes I wouldn't even get a break. And I was like, I don't like being told what to do anymore. So I just kind of was fed up and just stopped. I just quit my job via email. I know that's not the best route, but I just did it. And I'm so glad that I did, and I never looked back. So, and I guess just being like a first gen immigrant, I kind of had that fire under my butt to just to succeed. You know, I think my parents sacrificed a lot just to come here for, you know, their kids' future. So, yeah, but just like the anger behind the exploitation of like being big business, and yeah, just wanted to do something creative and follow my dreams. So yeah.
And your work is so beautiful. Like I've never been to a nail salon where there's just this level of artistry. Like it really feels like you're caring for my nails and just like putting so much heart into it. Mm-hmm. And it just, even every detail of this place is like, you could tell is part of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So you mentioned your parents' journey as migrants from the Philippines,
yes,
right?
From the Philippines.
So my family is also mixed with Filipino. My daughter's Korean, Filipina, Mexican, and Yaqui. So I think for me, it's also been nice to be able to bring her here with you. So, you know, she can see a Filipina, you know, already making it, you know, who's older and have somebody to look up to.
For sure.
And thank you for inviting me to that Asian American festival. Yeah. It was so nice.
My lovely friend Jen Benitez, she does an awesome thing for our community, doing a lot of organizations for the Filipina community, especially artists too out here. Like it's really cool to be part of that.
Yeah, I got my ensaimadas.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
From Red Robin.
Yeah.
I got my mom some too when I went.
It was so good with Ube.
Yes.
And there were really beautiful performances. And I think that's something that we need to find ways to do more is uplift the Asian community here because there is a
sure.
very large Asian community
For
in this
sure.
area. We were initially going to interview you during Asian American month, History Month, but you know what? Every month should be Asian American History Month, right?
Right.
Just like Black History Month and
Yeah.
Latino History Month.
Go ahead
So,
and share that. Yeah. Let's see this here.
anything in particular that you would give as tips to folks who are thinking about, you know, following their heart and starting their own creative business?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like to be safe, so I think probably having at least like a financial like savings to help, like just in case there's any like hiccups or whatever, because entrepreneurship is really difficult. Like I remember in the beginning, I didn't have clients, and it was just hard to make ends meet. But I was glad that I had a little bit of a safety net to fall back on. Um, and just being very organize your mind, organize everything that you need to do, whether it's like your day or what you need to do for your business, like just being organized, that helps me a lot. And yeah, that's all I could think of as of right now.
Well, you have really great social media too. I love your Instagram. So if anyone wants to follow Ego Stroke Nails, it's great content.
Thank you. Yeah, social media is also very helpful. Like it's helped me grow my business over the 2 years. Just trying to find like your voice and your self-expression through it is really rewarding. And it just showcases like more of you, and people love authenticity.
Yeah, and in addition to nails, you do other kinds of art too.
I do. I started drawing like when I was very, very, very young. Like I think probably like 4 or 5. I was always painting and playing with Play-Doh, always messing around with some sort of art form. Um, yeah, and lately I haven't really been doing too much art besides like my nail art. So I've been wanting to get back into drawing and painting again just for my own like sanity.
Yeah, and I think children are so close to like creativity comes so naturally
Right.
to them. Like I know my daughter's super creative and
Yeah, she
artistic.
totally is.
But I feel like something about the K through 12 system kind of does something to extinguish that.
Oh yeah.
And so how did you keep that going even in spite of like everything else?
That's a good question. I think it's because like just growing up, like I grew up in a single parent home and I had a lot of time alone. So that's what brought me happiness was like making art and drawing or whatever it was at the time, like that brought me safety. So kind of like I kind of had it as an outlet. Some people aren't as fortunate to have those tools. So I don't know. That's a good question.
So the skateboards, how did that come into play? The painting skateboards.
Oh, the one that I have above me.
Yeah.
That one was actually part of an art show that my awesome friend Jess held. I want to say back in like 2017. She was doing I think a skate, what's it called? Deck the Halls art show. And so basically you would just do some sort of art piece on a skateboard deck.
That's so cool.
It was really cool to be part of. And actually this was like one of my first paintings since maybe like middle school. It's been a while since I've actually sat down and painted. And so yeah.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Thank you.
I don't want to tilt up the computer to show people.
Sorry about the mess.
No, you're good. There it is. That's what we're talking about. So pretty.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything unexpected about your journey as an entrepreneur that you were not expecting? Just like surprise, this is my life now?
I guess
both good and bad.
Okay. One thing that comes to mind is like at first, I guess I wasn't anticipating like not having a steady income right away. Or or just in general, like you really don't know if your clients are going to show up, or if things happen sometimes where you can't work that day. Like I think it was last week, we had a pipe burst, and like I had to move everyone around because I couldn't like sanitize my implements. And there's just, money's not as predictable. That part was a little new to me because coming from like a 9 to 5, like you're so used to just getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. And for this kind of job, you kind of don't know what you're going to be earning by the end of the week. So that part was new to me. A positive thing, I guess, a lot of things have just kind of fallen into my lap. Like I feel like I just aligned with the career that was destined for me during my journey. And so I was surprised at how fast I was able to get like certain gigs or just opportunities. Yeah, I think,
Like with the music industry?
yeah, like the music industry. I've done a few like music videos here and there. Like these are things that I've like only spoke about, you know. Go ahead and hear that.
Yeah, if you send me the links, I could totally put it in the description of today's episode in case people want to check that out.
Yes.
So what were those experiences like? I've never worked, I worked on one music video, but that was a very long time ago.
It's really cool. A lot of standing. You don't realize how you kind of have to like work around everyone else. So people are doing hair and makeup at the same time while you're doing nails. My first experience, I guess, kind of on set was with that one artist Anita for Coachella.
Cool.
Yeah, because they had like a whole film crew like recording while I was there, and her makeup was getting done and her hair was getting done. Like it's just, there's a lot of like hectic energy, hectic energy going around. Well, I forgot what the question was.
Well, you were mentioning, just like surprising things. I think being involved in Coachella and these music videos and these things falling in your lap, do you feel like this alignment and things falling in your lap are kind of showing you that you're following kind of, I don't know how to call it, but like the universe calling you to do what you need to do?
For sure. No, I believe in alignment, and like the way things have aligned for me in the past like 2 years, and like a lot has happened in my life, and I feel like these are definitely for me, you know. And my mom always told me like what's for you is for you, and if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I believe in that. I believe in alignment and things being like destined for people, you know.
Yes, I agree. Well, I'm so glad we met each other.
Me too. I think it was destined that we met.
I feel like you've become part of my extended family.
No, for sure. It's so awesome. Like this job has made me feel so fulfilled. Like I love hearing about your guys' lives every 3 weeks. Like I see some of you guys once a month. And then like it's just nice to keep up with you guys' lives. You know, I don't have a lot of family out here anymore. So it's just nice to be part of your guys' families. I get invited sometimes to birthday parties and stuff like that.
Yes.
Super fun.
It was so sweet how you brought us Galentine's gifts when we came for our appointment back in February, and I brought my sister and her goddaughter, or her daughter, my goddaughter.
That was really fun. It was definitely Valentine's Day for us. Go ahead and give that hand.
Yeah, and the feeling's mutual. I always look forward to hearing about your adventures and what you're up to.
Thank you.
And you having a new special person in your life. I love how you do nails.
Thank you so much.
I feel like you get the perfect shape.
Yeah. And believe it or not, these are her actual natural nails that we've grown over the past couple months.
It almost feels like that, though. I feel like sometimes when you meet people, it feels like you've known them much longer than you have.
Right.
I feel like that's true with you.
For sure.
So what was it like growing up for you in this area?
good question. So like for me, I think my parents got divorced around like I was probably 6. And so after that we kind of moved a lot. So I was born and raised in Southside Oxnard. And just throughout the years I like moved around a lot throughout Oxnard. Like I said, my parents were divorced, so I spent a lot of time alone because my mom would work 2 jobs. Then my older brother would also work to help like with like bills and stuff. So basically, yeah, I just did a lot of art. I went to school. I was one of the honor students, little nerd.
Me too.
Yeah,
go
you
nerds.
can hear that. Yes.
We like nerds.
Yes, it's always fun learning.
And what were your favorite subjects?
So I am actually a big science gal. I love biology. I actually like before I dropped out of college, I was going to CI for biology. I wanted to be a marine biologist.
That's the first thing I ever wanted to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny.
I've always been obsessed with the ocean.
Right? Me too. I had like this obsession with mermaids in middle school.
So for you, your obsession went away, but mine continued.
I mean, I still think they're really cool.
Yes, next month we're doing mermaid nails for my
Yay.
birthday.
I'm so excited for that stuff.
I still have to figure out what I'm doing for my birthday other than going to Costa Rica.
Oh yeah, you haven't planned anything yet.
No, but I still want to have something to do with friends and family.
A little tea party.
There you go.
Fun.
That sounds fun. Are there tea party places around here?
No, but you can host one.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like it's a day I want to not do work.
That's true, that's true.
That's why I kind of want to just go somewhere.
Right.
What did you end up doing for your birthday this year?
I ended up just having a dinner. I originally wanted to do a tea party myself, but that was definitely a lot of work on my end that I didn't want to do. And my best friend from Nashville came to visit, and she stayed with me and my sister, and we just kind of partied in LA for a little bit and then had a dinner on that Sunday with all of my closest friends.
And speaking of LA, where is your other studio going to be?
So I am going to be working at GBY Beauty Studio in Silver Lake. Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be right off Sunset Boulevard.
Nice. The place is so fancy.
Yes.
So many new places.
Yeah, it's really cool because everything's walking distance. Like so many coffee shops and restaurants. Like I'm excited about that.
Cool. And you said they have a New York presence too.
Yes, they also have a New York location that I can like switch back and forth and work at if I want to.
Very cool. Gloria and I just went to New York like 2 months ago. That was fun. I'm so glad we missed the orange air though.
Oh yeah, that's true. You guys got lucky because it was literally last month.
Yeah. That's so exciting. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you for this support. It means the world.
So tell us about the other podcast you were on so that we can check it out.
Ooh, so that other podcast, it is called PWAP, or the longer version is P9s Without a Pause.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
Yeah, I think Jen had started that podcast. Well, it's actually a new podcast. So my episode's actually like the second one that they've ever had. But it used to be like a live on Penisphere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they used to do live series. I think it started during the pandemic. And so they would just talk about how different Penais and would I guess pivot, like how did they pivot during COVID, and just kind of like it's just like a highlight of like what you do and like showcases what other artists do. And yeah, that was my first podcast ever. It was very nerve-wracking. But it was cool to just talk about my journey as a Filipina in America, just figuring out life and discovering this passion that I have for nail art.
Okay, so similar to what we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Nice. Well, I hope everyone checks that out. We can put that in the description of today's
For
episode
sure.
too.
I believe it's only on Spotify at the moment.
Oh, neat.
Mhm.
Now I want to listen to it on the way to LA.
Yeah, it's definitely an easy listen, in 20 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. So it's a little shorter than ours.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to talk to our listeners about?
I have no idea. Um,
Well, you said you dabbled in hip hop too, right?
as far as dancing,
Yeah,
I used to dance back in the day.
that's a form of artistry. I'm a swing
That's
dancer
true.
too.
Oh yeah, that's true. I used to dance. I actually wanted to do cheer, but it's kind of more of a pricier, I guess, outlet.
Hmm.
Um, and so I danced locally for the team of Eminon. I actually started on their kid team and declared. And I did that, I believe, for 1 or 2 years. And then I got into high school and did their high school team called Eminon. And then I think I definitely competed like throughout California with that team, and we've placed a few competitions, at least when I was on the team. Um, that kind of sounded a little egotistical. I'm sorry, that didn't come out right.
No, you're good.
But yeah, that was one of my other forms of uh, self-expression. I also did Polynesian dancing very shortly. I think that lasted like a couple months.
Oh, I did that too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Locally?
It was no down in
Back
LA.
home. Oh,
Yeah.
I
It was so much fun.
yeah, it's such a beautiful, like, I don't know, just beautiful movement. I don't know. The
Yeah.
music.
I feel like as a woman, it helped me get more in touch with my body too.
Yes, for sure. Because you have to like learn how to isolate your hips and not move your shoulders.
Yeah, for belly dancing, I did that too, and I feel like it had similar impact.
Really? You did belly dancing?
Yeah, I miss it.
Fun. That sounds so fun.
So something I'm curious about, just because I come from well, people call it immigrant family, although Mexicans have been here longer than like a lot of folks. But for me, when I would go back to Mexico as a kid, it's a time that I really was able to feel like very complete in ways that I don't normally feel here.
Yeah.
And I just was curious about how your trip to the Philippines impacted you and what that was like.
My recent trip?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was honestly really beautiful. I had never gone to my dad's I guess region of the Philippines. He's from Visayas, and I actually recently lost him last November, and so that's why we had to go. But it was honestly really beautiful to be in like ancestral land. Like, it was very healing, and like our family like really took care of us and made sure that we were fine, and even took us to like this waterfall that my dad used to go to as a child, and it was just like so healing. Like, just all of the cousins were all like 30s and 40s, and or well, I'm not in my 30s yet, but we're all like adults, and we were just playing in the water being kids, and it was so healing. And it's just awesome to be back home, because like, whereas here you're not able to take off time or take free time off, you have to do PTO. Over there you can just kind of like let your boss know, like, hey, I have family in town, I'm gonna be off today.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and people will do it. Like, it would, like, so many family just stopped and like came to hang out with us, and it was really like awesome to just be somewhere where you don't have to worry about work or money, and you can just be with family.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I want to take Gloria someday.
Oh, absolutely. It's super, just like so welcoming.
I bet the food was lit too.
Oh yeah, that's all we did. We ate so much food. Like, I remember one of the last days we were out, we visited one of my aunts, and we got there around like brunch, and they made us like a whole spread of food, and then we finished eating, sat down and talked for like 20 minutes, and they're like, lunch is ready. And we had to eat again.
Oh, that's beautiful. Speaking of art, she's making art right now. That is so beautiful. Do you speak any Tagalog?
I actually can't really speak it well. Like I can probably get by, but I'm super shy, but I can understand it. Like I think when I was before I got into kindergarten, I actually was able to speak it because my mom would speak in Tagalog with me. But yeah, I think I lost it for the most part once I started public education.
All right, that's why we need multiple languages taught in K through 12.
Absolutely. I wish I could fully speak the language. I try to practice now as an adult, but it's still like weird to me. I get shy.
Yeah, my husband gets shy with Spanish too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's normal.
Yeah, for sure. Especially growing up out here.
Well, I love that you practice and you try.
I try.
That counts a lot.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing that you did? Being in the water with your cousins, or?
Yeah, I think when after the waterfall, we went to one of the beaches that they're like family that owns like this like beach hotel, and so we went to go check it out, and we were just playing in the water, and one of my nieces was there, and we are just like me and my sister and my niece were just like being goofballs, and like that was just like my favorite part. It's super healing.
Yeah. What about food? What was your favorite meal that you had?
Oh my gosh. So there's this one, it's super, super simple. So like at our hotel back in the province where my dad is from, we would have like every single day was like smoked fish with
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, with garlic rice and then just like a sauce, like a soy sauce. And we ate that like every single day. Oh yeah, and there was like fried egg. And we ate that.
Because you gotta have fried egg.
Yeah. We ate it every single day we were out there. And sometimes we would just eat it for like dinner too. It was so good.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
My godson, who's part Filipino, I actually hate that term part. Like you're full. It's like you're Filipino and you're Mexican.
Yeah.
It's not part. But he was saying that his friend who's full Filipino, was telling him, well, you're not actually Filipino until you have to look.
Oh. I mean, that is true. That is very true. They tried to get me to eat that when I was out there, and I was like, I can't. My sister ate it. She likes it. She actually enjoys it. I'm not a fan of it. I can't get past the bones and the feathers.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
It's a little intense. The texture is crazy.
Yeah.
But
I think it's funny that people create these artificial litmus tests for identity. Like you're only this if you do this, right? And it's like we just are who we are.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a connoisseur, but I definitely love myself some pancit.
Oh yes.
And halo halo are two of my favorites.
So good. My mom makes a very, very popular pancit. Like everyone orders it from her.
Oh, if she makes pancit, I'm down to order it.
Oh yeah. When she comes back from the Philippines, I think she'll be taking orders.
Lovely. I'm so down. Sign me up. I love these colors.
Yeah, right now we're using the cat eye gel on her. This has been our favorite for a while now.
Yes. With your clients, I love how you work with them in your creative process to like give them what they want, but still like do some freestyle and your own flavor of artistry. Yes. Gloria, you want to join in the show? You want to share anything? No? Yes. Instead of a photo bomb, it's a radio bomb.
Oh, yeah, radio bomb. Oh, what were we talking
We were talking about food and litmus tests and how we are who we are. Um, yeah, like even for me, like I do with my own daughter, try to make sure that she learns Spanish at least to a level where it's conversational so that when we go to Mexico, she can converse with her family. But I also don't think it should be seen as a litmus test. Like you're Mexican even if you don't speak Spanish, or let's say your native uh, language, because let's be real, Spanish is a colonizer language. There's also, folks who speak Mixteco and other indigenous languages. So
for sure.
I think we're all just doing what we can.
Right. The least we can do.
I would love to know my native language. But
me too. I guess also there's like a lot of Filipino languages that got lost in the colonization of the Philippines that a lot of people don't even know what it sounds like.
That's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. I think that's why I find so much synergy between like the Mexican culture and the Filipino culture.
Right, we're both traumatized.
We're both traumatized by what Spain did to our countries and our people.
Yeah, terrible.
But at least we can find something good out of that.
We can trauma bond.
Yeah,
together.
we can trauma bond together. I was noticing when I went back to LA this last time that there's more Mexican Filipino places.
Oh,
for
really?
food,
like
yeah,
fusion?
yeah,
What?
like fusion Mexican Filipino places.
What are the restaurants that you saw?
Well, there was actually a festival that I saw that was happening specifically on Mexican Filipino food.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew too, but I was at the hospital with my dad, so I couldn't go to it. Yeah.
Google that because that sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm like so excited. This is the part where I get mesmerized by her work. Well, I just wanted to share that I think you're so brave, and the work that you do here has really shown me to have faith in my own creativity, and I'm starting to write poetry again.
Yes,
so.
I love that. Self-expression is so important. I mean, that's like probably the Aquarius in me, just loving self-expression, but it's good to get the energy out.
Okay, now that you mentioned that, I feel like we haven't talked about astrology.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I feel like we were both into that.
Yeah.
Any ways that has come into your work?
Oh, of course. So one thing that I do try to keep note of everyone's signs that I interact with, and I try to remember like moon and rising sign. Sometimes I'll ask what your rising sign is because it is like how your outward expression is going to care about him. And sometimes I like to match the energy to your nails. So if you're like indecisive and like maybe you're, let's say like a Taurus, I'll go for more like earthy signs and or earthy colors and we'll do that. And I like to take into consideration like certain things like goes like preciseness or like they like things to be certain ways. So like that's what I keep in mind whenever I'm creating art. I like to ask for their input too. A lot of my Gemini clients like to do like different art on different hands. I have to keep in mind sometimes my Gemini and Libras they sometimes don't know what they want because they are the most indecisive signs. So I have to keep like nail ideas in the back of my head
to help them.
Yes. So it does play into my art sometimes for sure.
That's so cool. And we both have similar tastes in music too, which I love.
We've been listening to a lot of Sade lately.
Yes. And
Cleo
Soul, there you go. Cali Uchis is a staple.
Oh, yes.
Snow Allegra.
Oh yeah, I would love Snow Allegra.
Anyone else? I feel like there are some that I feel like I always hear.
Lauren Hill.
Yes.
Erica Badu. Just think of anyone else.
I think Erica Badu is on tour again.
Oh yeah.
With Mos Def. Well, he's now goes by Yasin Bey, and I really, really want to go see that show.
You should. When is it?
I don't know. I need to find out.
Have you seen her in concert before?
Yes, I saw her in Central Park many years ago.
Right. Isn't her energy like insane?
It is.
Like I remember being in the back of the crowd. I was at I think it was a festival in Long Beach, and we were all the way in the back, but you can feel her
Absolutely.
from all the way in the back of the crowd. It was insane.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think she's probably my favorite performer ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's, like I said, got some insane power. And that voice and just like her presence, it's out otherworldly. It's insane.
I'm also gonna see Beyonce in September.
You're actually gonna go?
Yeah.
You got tickets?
I finally got tickets.
How
Yeah.
much were they?
They were too expensive for nosebleed seats, but at least I'm gonna be there.
Yay. Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
They look so awesome on you.
I want to give the audience a preview when you're ready.
Look at that.
Ooh, fancy. Are you going to any concerts?
Right now, I don't have anything planned. After Coachella, I told everyone that I was retiring my festival life because I want to travel and like save money.
Oh yeah.
But
well, Coachella sounds very expensive.
It's so expensive. I was spending like for one like little drink, it was like $17. I think the most expensive one was like $32.
Oh my gosh.
It's not worth it.
And you have to use porta potties?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I'm not into that.
Paying that much money to use a porta potty.
Yeah.
Insane.
I've never been to Coachella. Can you share with our audience more about it?
It's interesting because it's fun to go see all of the different like musicians that perform, but I feel like now Coachella is more of like an influencer like meetup than anything. So everyone, I mean, the fun part is like dressing up and like you get to be with your friends and run around and have fun, but like it's definitely weird now. Like I'm there for the music and people are not there for the music. Like I remember like me and my sister were there to watch Caliucci's and we tried to get like really close up to the front, and we were probably maybe like about 2 rows from being like right at the gate, and no one knew any of her old music. What? It was just quiet and it was just me and my sister singing. We were the only ones and it was really weird.
That's weird. Yeah, that's very strange. So it's just a bunch of posers.
Yeah. It's like, no, I want to sing.
I thought it was funny too how some people were pretending like they were there.
Yeah.
And they were not actually there.
Yeah, they were just renting Airbnbs and just taking photos and that was it. Like, what's the point of that? It's so bizarre.
What did you wear to the festival?
Ooh, I think the first day I went with a denim on denim look. Second day I was going for like a post-apocalyptic like Mad Max kind of look, and then the third day I think I just wore like a cool fuzzy like orange skirt and like a leather top.
How cute! That sounds super adorable.
Thank you. It was. I think that's the fun part about prepping for it. It's just like finding outfits.
Yeah, the way I can relate to Coachella is thinking about Viva Las Vegas because I'm part of the rockabilly culture.
What?
And before Viva Las Vegas was actually about the music, and people would only go if they actually loved rockabilly. Mm-hmm. And now it just feels like people just go for photo ops. Yeah. And it's very mainstream.
Is it a thing still these days?
It's still a thing, and more people will go now than ever before. And I actually don't think I'm going to go at least not for next year, just because I'm
Yeah.
hoping that at some point the posers kind of fade away.
Find something else to do.
Yeah, and then we can go back.
Oh,
Because they always find something.
everything's like a short-lived trend nowadays.
I am curious though about Coachella just because I've never gone.
It's definitely an experience. You have to prep for that and save a ton of money. Like it's fun. Like I was lucky to have my sister there with me, so we were just kind of running around doing whatever.
I think I'm kind of feeling what you're saying though about using that money for traveling instead.
Yeah, you're gonna save. You're gonna get more bang for your buck just traveling, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, or you can just like go to individual concerts and that'll be cheaper and more intimate because sometimes the performances too aren't that great.
How's the sound system?
Not good.
Not good.
It's good in some places. I remember I forgot who was performing, but they were having really bad issues with the sound. I think one of Gali Uchis' performances, I think Tyler the Creator had come out and his mic wasn't working.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, what a disservice. I love him.
Right. He's only out there for one song and it just didn't start. You couldn't hear him.
Oh man. That's a bummer. Spend all that money and then you still can't even hear the performance.
Right. Or even just like the Frank Ocean debacle was crazy.
Oh, you said something about that. He got sick or what was it?
No, he just bailed on the second week, but it was just a really weird performance. I think he just wasn't ready to come back to performing, and that's okay.
Because you said he experienced a loss, right?
Yeah, he was going through loss in his family, so like I felt the sadness. I understand.
Yeah.
I didn't care that man.
He's so talented too. What's your favorite Frank Ocean song?
That's a good question. I really do love Channel Orange. I love that.
Yeah, that's a masterpiece.
Album. I can't think of any song specific. That's hard to pick.
I know. Sometimes it feels like
I love like Novocaine. That's a fun song. And I used to listen to this podcast where they would dissect like his album. And I think that whole dissect made me really fall in love more with like Channel Orange. So it's kind of hard to pick a song. Okay, time to paint. I'm going to start with that. And
so now we're getting more into the specific graphics of the art. So I want to give Mariah the ability to concentrate on this. So I'm going to let Mariah share any last words and comments with y'all, and then we're going to call it quits just for this week, and then we'll see you again next week on Thursday at 6 p.m. as usual.
Right. I don't know. Like, thanks for listening in. You can find me on Instagram at Nails. I'm going to be taking clients in LA County soon at Silver Lake, so you can find more information on that on my Instagram page. Yeah, I unfortunately will not be taking any more new clients here at in Ventura County, but I'm more than happy to take you guys if you're willing to come see me out in Silver Lake. So yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the spotlight and the time that you took for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like we covered a lot. We covered creativity, entrepreneurship, music, astrology, Coachella.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. So yeah, thank you all so much for listening and have a great week. Take care.
Did I do okay?
Hold on. Stop.